With some big developments today when it comes to a stadium decision for the Kansas City Chiefs.
The team writing a letter to the Kansas Senate president saying it needs more time to decide. TJ Cleland here to break it down. TJ, this is maybe hope for Chiefs fans that want the team to come over here.
Yeah, Jacob, Rachel, the letter comes from Chiefs President Mark Donovan. It says that even after a year of deliberation, the team needs more time before they move forward. Here's a look at the letter from the team. The Star Bond legislation to help lure a team to Kansas is set to expire on June 30th, just in a couple of days. In the letter, the Chiefs say they remain fully committed to the opportunity, noting the effort and time that has gone into the process. Earlier this month, Missouri lawmakers held a special session. During it, they passed an incentives package to keep in an effort to keep the Chiefs and the Royals in the state of Missouri. In response to the letter from the Chiefs, Kansas Senate President Ty Masterson is calling for a meeting of the Legislative Coordinating Council to discuss a Star Bond legislation extension. That council will meet on July 7th to discuss extending the deadline. Masterson says that the letter from Donovan indicates that the drive to bring this historic project to Kansas is moving down the field. He adds, now we are in the red zone, and this extension will provide stakeholders sufficient time to make sure this gets done. A lot of information there, Jacob.